The 10-hour endurance race of Petit Le Mans is upon us, as IMSA prepares for the final race of this season. This upcoming venue will be epic to say the least, with non-stop action as the cars race during the day and when darkness descends on the track. So for one final time this year, this is the IMSA race preview for the 2024 Motul Petit Le Mans. Taking place at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta, Petit Le Mans has been a part of the motorsport world since 1998, and it has become an iconic endurance race within North America. This event will host IMSA's third biggest sports car endurance race, behind the Rolex 24 at Daytona and the 12 Hours of Sebring. As mentioned before, Petit Le Mans will have a duration of 10 hours, which is in fact the same length as the WEC's Qatar 1812 km event, which took place earlier this year. Because it's the finale, once again the championship titles will be decided at this venue, making the pressure even more intense, with so much on the line. Every championship in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship is up for grabs, besides one, which is the GTD Manufacturer's title, which was clinched by Mercedes last time out at Indianapolis. Speaking of the previous race, it was pretty entertaining. If you want to know what happened during the battle on the bricks, check out the race review video which I made, which I'll link in the description. Spoiler alert ahead for that race, because the overall winner of that event was Team RLL and BMW, as the number 24 car, piloted by Philippine and Jesse Krohn, took a remarkable first win in GTP. With BMW taking the win at Indianapolis, this solidifies the claim that all full-time manufacturers competing in the flagship category have now won a race in 2024. The only brand who hasn't won yet is Lamborghini, competing with their SC63 part-time, but maybe that will change here at Road Atlanta. Moving on to the entry list, and for Petit Le Mans, all 4 classes will be featured, including 11 cars in GTP, 10 in LMP2, 13 in GTD Pro, and finally 20 in GTD, for a combined total of 54 cars on the grid at Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta. Now, it's important for me to mention that because of the race's distance, each car competing in GTP will have a driver lineup that consists of 3 drivers. This list includes Brendan Hartley and Colton Herta returning to pilot the 2 WTR Andretti Acuras, WEC drivers Kevin Estra and Matt Campbell in the number 6 and number 7 Porsches respectively, Scott Dixon in the 01 Cadillac, which will likely be his last ride in the V Series R, Augusto Farfus and Maxime Martin in the 2 RLL BMWs, with Romain Grosjean, Tom Blomqvist, Alessio Piccarello, and Phil Hansen returning in their respective roles as third drivers in the following cars. Meanwhile, GTD Pro will see the return of the second Heart of Racing Aston Martin, which is the 027 entry, with Dragon Speed making an unlikely appearance in the professional category, with a pro lineup of racers. It's also worth noting that we will see some highly talented racers return to pilot GT machinery. This includes Daniel Hunkadea and WEC Cadillac driver Earl Bamber returning to pilot Pratt Miller Corvettes, Klaus Bachler returning to drive MDK Motorsports Porsche in GTD, with Julian Enlauer back in the Rexy Porsche, while former and current IndyCar drivers James Hinchcliffe and Kyle Kirkwood are back aboard their respective cars. And the list goes on and on, with more additional racers for this event in the GT classes. Now, one of the reasons why Petit Le Mans is so popular amongst motorsport enthusiasts is the fact that we are racing on an iconic track for 10 hours straight, and that there is racing into the night. In fact, we should see nighttime running for over 3.5 hours, and this has been going on for multiple years. Petit Le Mans was founded by the legend himself, Don Panos, in 1998. The first win was secured by Doyle Reese Racing, with the talented driver lineup of Eric Van der Poel, Emmanuel Collard, and Wayne Taylor driving their Ferrari 333 SP to victory lane. Since then, the event was featured in the American Le Mans series, which later merged into IMSA, and one brand has dominated over the rest in terms of wins, and that is the German giant Audi, who have won here at Road Atlanta a record 9 times, which so far hasn't been equaled. The last winner of Petit Le Mans was Michelin Racing, and drivers Tom Blomqvist, Colin Brown, and Helio Castroneves piloted the number 60 Acura to victory lane in 2023. For this year, however, we know for a fact that there will be a new overall winner in GTP, as Michelin Racing isn't on the grid anymore. Also, I want to point out, to celebrate Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Cadillac are using a pink livery on the Chip Ganassi 01 entry, which typically runs the yellowish gold livery on the car. This will be Chip Ganassi's last IMSA race with Cadillac, and it would be great for them to go out on a high. And interestingly, last year in 2023, a pink car did take the overall win. Will history repeat itself, and Cadillac will be lifting that trophy this time round in 2024? As for the track itself, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta is a permanent built road course located near the town of Braselton in the US state of Georgia, with the circuit located 53 miles or 85 kilometers away from Atlanta City. The track was opened on September 13th of 1970 and is currently FIA Grade 2. The layout has a total of 12 turns that make up the 2.5 mile or 4 kilometer track, and the lap record is still held by Austrian racer and former F1 driver Christian Klein, when he set a 1 minute 07.056 in 2008, driving a Peugeot 908 HDI FAP LMP1 car. Moving on to the balance of performance for Motul Petit Le Mans. In GTP and on the power side of things, the BMW M Hybrid V8 will be the most powerful car on the grid. In fact, the German LMDH car has received a power boost compared to the Indianapolis event. Meanwhile, Cadillac's V-Series R and the Porsche 963 will have the least amount of power given. As for the weight side of things, the Lamborghini SC63 remains the lightest car on the grid, where the Acura ARX06, the Cadillac V-Series R, and the Porsche 963 will be the most heaviest cars. There aren't many changes to the balance of performance for the GT field, with the Ford Mustang GT3 remaining the lightest car and the Mercedes AMG GT3 remaining the heaviest. But it is worth noting that the McLaren 720S GT3 Evo has lost weight. Now, alongside the racing in the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship, IMSA will also bring 4 support series, which will definitely provide great action. These series include the Michelin Pilot Challenge, the VP Racing Sports Car Challenge, the Porsche Carrera Cup of North America, and finally, the Whelen Mazda MX-5 Cup. Moving on to the top 5 in the championship standings heading out of Indianapolis into the final race. In GTP, the number 7 Porsche Penske continues to lead, with a 124-point gap to the number 6 Porsche Penske, followed by the number 01 Chip Ganassi Cadillac. These 3 cars are in the championship hunt. Those entries are followed by the number 40 WTR Andretti Acura, and the number 31 Whelen Cadillac rounds off the top 5. In LMP2, the top 3 are also battling for the championship. The number 52 Inter-Europol by PR1 Matheson Motorsports entry leads, followed by the number 74 Riley and the number 18 Era Motorsport entry. Those 3 cars are separated by 123 points. Following those cars is the number 11 TDS Racing LMP2, and the number 2 United Autosports entry rounds off the top 5. In GTD Pro, it's a 2-horse race. The Rexy Porsche number 77 car leads by 99 points to the number 23 Heart of Racing Aston Martin, which sits in second. The number 1 Paul Miller Racing BMW is in third, followed by the number 14 Vassar Sullivan Lexus and the number 3 Pratt Miller Corvette. In GTD, the number 57 Windward Racing Mercedes is at the top with a 222-point gap back to the number 96 Turner Motorsports BMW. Those entries are followed by the number 32 Korkhoff Preston Mercedes, the number 78 Forte Racing Lamborghini, and the number 34 Conquest Racing Ferrari. The schedule for the main event includes qualifying, which is separated into 3 different sessions. One for the GT classes, one for the LMP2 class, and finally one for the GTP class. These sessions will all take place on Friday, October 11th, and the broadcast will begin at 3:20 p.m. and go until 4:30 p.m. And by the way, Michelin Raceway Road Atlanta is located in the Eastern Daylight Time Zone. The race itself will take place the following day on Saturday, October 12th, with the broadcast beginning at 12 o'clock p.m. and going until 10:30 p.m. local time. As for watching this race live in 2024, if you're in the United States of America, it's going to be on the Peacock streaming service or on the USA Network. That is going to be an NBC broadcast. For the rest of the world, it's going to be on IMSA TV or on IMSA's official YouTube channel, and that is going to be an IMSA broadcast. For race day, I will also be going live on this channel for a watch-along to discuss what is happening during this incredible endurance race. And don't worry if you can't watch this race live, because it's going to be available on IMSA's official YouTube channel after the event is completed. So that concludes the details of everything you need to know ahead of the 2024 Motul Petit Le Mans. Are you excited for the IMSA finale? And who do you think will win this race overall? Well, as always, let me know all your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching. For more content on endurance racing such as the WEC and IMSA, consider subscribing if you haven't already. On screen, you'll find some suggested videos to watch next. For now though, that's it for me. You'll hear from me next in the following video.